Hi guys, welcome back to HAG Studios. A special welcome to those of you joining us for the first time. Today I'm at Spaces, one of Jamaica's leading furniture and home accessories boutique stores. And we're going to be talking about how you can make your rooms cozy. So stay with us. Today I'm with Janelle, owner of Spaces, and we're going to be talking, as I said, about how to make your rooms cozy. Janelle, I'm in your Spaces, but welcome to HAG Studios.
Thanks so much for having me, Faye. And thanks for coming down to the showroom today.
You know this is one of my favorite places,
I
right?
I do.
Okay. So we want to talk about how to make our rooms cozy. And I know you're great at that because you have to create little rooms within the store. Mm-hmm. Where's the starting point when we're decorating our rooms?
So the first thing we always tell our clients, or when the discussion begins, is have you measured your space? I believe the starting point is all about the measurements. Mm-hmm. If you don't know the size of the room, what's the dimensions of it, the length of the wall that you're going to put a sofa against, or where the artwork is going to go, it really all begins with knowing your numbers.
Right. Knowing the space and therefore not buying the wrong size because the scale is so important.
So important.
So you need the right size sofa.
The right size sofa.
And therefore you need to know the measurement of the wall.
You need to know the measurement. And we don't even stop with that. You even need to know the measurement of your doorway, because sometimes we've had instances
where the sofa can't go through.
Purchased something and the driver calls us and it can't make it through the front door or the
and they have to take off the
and then they have to take off a trim or take out a window or something. But so having your measurements is really the key to any great design plan. It all starts with knowing
with knowing the measurements and knowing that you also don't have to buy 3 pieces if you only have space for one.
For one, exactly.
Yeah, because I have gone into spaces where people, it's like you're fighting with the furniture to get in and to sit.
Yes.
But if you realize that you don't have to buy all 3 pieces, you can buy one love seat if you're in a tiny apartment.
It could be a love seat. It could be a sofa with an accent chair. So you need to start thinking outside of the template of what we call the
3-piece suite.
The suite, yes. Things have changed. Everybody's space is different, and therefore the size of your apartment may be different from someone who's living in a townhouse, who's living in a home. So really and truly,
who's living in a studio. A lot of studios around now.
Apartments. So the key thing is to know that what are you working with, so that you buy the appropriate piece for your space.
Right. Let's talk about placement, because I find there are times when persons they think they need to just spread everything out along the walls rather than
the pieces are malicing each other.
Yeah,
there's
that's
no conversation. They're very distant relatives and distant cousins
and
when
they
it comes to play.
Them vex with each other.
Yes.
So knowing how to group, to pull furniture together,
right?
So they are close enough. Ideally, what's the space that you should have between your sofa and your coffee table?
You want to have at least 2 feet clear so that you're able to access in and out of it. You have leg room if you're sitting down. 2.5 to 3 feet is probably even better. So if you're sitting here and somebody wants to walk past you, they're not stepping on your toe or excuse me, bumping and so forth.
Yeah.
But we're cognizant of the fact not everyone is going to be able to have those parameters.
Yeah, that would be too much space for a small
studio apartment. But ideally, you want to think about that.
At least 18 inches, maybe.
I would say minimum 2 feet would be great.
Yeah.
You want to still be able to access it, so the coffee table is also functional. But you want to have clearance that if you're getting up, you're not bumping into it. Somebody can walk past you. But we want to maintain conversation distance between this and if you're using an accent chair or any other piece in the room, so that you're creating conversation spaces. You don't have to be shouting across the room to talk to someone. You've created a nice grouping, or you could maybe have, depending on the size of your space, several groupings.
It's also important that you don't have, when you create these seatings, you have the path on the outside, so persons aren't constantly walking through that seating.
Yes.
And interrupting a conversation.
Or maybe even television watching.
So it's important that the space is pulled together, and as much as possible, the path is on the outside of that seating. I'm looking at the coffee table here, and I know this brings back one of my pet peeves. There are times when persons don't know how to place the coffee table.
Yes.
They place it perpendicularly to the sofa, when really the sofa should be parallel to the largest piece of.
Exactly. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So that's something that we need to point out. Now we're gonna actually do some demos where we're gonna.
We want you guys to understand.
Right.
We just want to talk, and we want you to see and get the visuals from how to create a great space.
Right. So we're gonna do that rather than just sit here and talk and bore you. Okay, so here we have an almost empty space. We have the 3-seater sofa in place because that was too heavy for us to move. And now Janelle and I are going to add the different elements. All right? We're placing this art piece here because sometimes the art piece is the inspiration for the entire room. So now we have transformed the space, making it more cozy and adding different elements. and we're going to talk about what these elements are and how they make a difference in the space. So Janelle, it's a little bit difficult to do this in the store because there are so many things on the sides.
Right, so forgive us, but we just wanted to make sure that it was very visual for everybody at home, that you saw kind of an empty space, and how we just took this gray sofa that you could find right here at Spaces or anywhere. Just just wanted something basic to start with, and just to show you how you can transform it with various things. So for me, if you know me and you know Spaces, you know that we love shades of blue. So anything that I'm gonna choose is gonna have that. And so today I'm using one of my favorite colors to decorate with, which is blue. And one of the things that we have seen trending recently, and although we say trending, it's not, every trend is not for everyone. Let's just put that disclaimer there. But you want to incorporate some of the new elements that you're seeing. It might be something that you maybe had before, maybe your mom, grandma, or whatever, because fashion in home decor and style and designing is such a cycle. Things that were popular
constantly
in the 50s,
changing.
in the 60s, the 70s, they recycle in different shapes and forms, and they're back. So today, using my artwork as my inspirational color palette, I chose shades of blues from the art and kind of tied it together in my accessories, so my soft furnishings, my pillows, and my throw. I know it's hot now in Jamaica, but the throw, even if you're not gonna use it, it just adds a little texture and just coziness, because we're talking about making your space cozy and warm. Texture is what it's all about. So we did texture on the pillows, because there are all different textures and patterns, textures on the throw, and then of course, the entire space is anchored by this beautiful jute rug. And adding natural elements to your space is such a wonderful way of giving it layers and depth. And that's what you want to do. You want your space to look very curated, whether you've shopped everything in a day or you've accumulated and piece by piece selected items. At the end of it all, it wants to look cohesive, thought out, but also be a reflection of your personality. And I'm a laid back, casual person, so this organicness and modern feel that's very clean and simple is a representation of me. And I hope you like what we did today.
I also like the addition of wood. I find that adds to the warmth of a space.
Definitely.
Whether it's wood furniture or just like a wooden tray like you have here.
Layering.
The layering. The layering too of the accessories. So you're not just putting just one flat thing on the coffee table.
We had our favorite books, which are decorating. It could be travel, it could be food, it could be photography, it could be something on Jamaica. Again, the idea is really to make it personal to you, so that when anyone comes to you, they can kind of get an idea of who you are.
That's
and
right.
If you don't have anyone come over, you're sitting down and you could be reading your coffee table book. It's also decorative, but it's functional as well.
And also displaying things that you have collected over time through travel, sometimes getting things from your grandmother, your mother, just things that have that sentimental value. That adds to coziness.
Yes, it does. And when things are grouped and you create a collection of items.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not too much though.
No.
Because you can overdo, and when it's crowded, it's not cozy anymore, it's confusing. Plants, adding plants. I love plants, and
we love plants as well.
Yes.
So whether you're we know the purpose of them. They're great for cleaning the air if you go with real plants.
That's right.
Some persons do not have a green thumb, so they need to really check with the garden center to see which ones are low maintenance. And then also, fall ones can be an option too, but adding greenery. So whether you're going to really go with it, we always like to add real natural greenery, but if it's not the case where you can't, it might be a rental property and you're not there to maintain it, or for whatever reason you choose to go this way. But adding that hint of green, florals, flowers, cactuses, succulents, banana plants, what are natural to Jamaica, the banana leaf,
Yes.
you know, things like that. Anything that you can find outside. So even if it's not a plant, it could be cuttings.
Yes.
You have a nice clear vase and you just put just that
some leaves,
stem, leaves.
or stems, or dried limbs. That's also organic, and that organic thing, just like in the rug, in the poof, in the chair, that adds that warmth that you want, because really cozy really means warmth. That friendly feeling, that feeling of you're feeling hugged.
Yes.
You're feeling hugged by your setting.
And self-assurance
Yes,
in
yes.
your space.
In pulling together our spaces, it's important to have accessories and art.
Yes.
And I know one of my pet peeves, that's probably one of yours, is when persons hang their art too high. You know?
Yes. That's definitely something we've seen. And the thing is that you want your artwork to be at eye level for the average person, but also when
connected.
You're sitting, it must connect with wherever you are.
And connect to the other elements in the room.
Definitely.
So it's not far away like it's keeping malice with the sofa or with the table, but see everything as one.
Correct.
And it's like they're in conversation.
Definitely.
Right. We're in the showroom and there are lots of recessed lights and different lights in here, but this is for a showroom. But in a room, in our home, we want the light to be more friendly. Ambient light.
Ambient light. So you'll have different types of lighting. So you'll have your task lights, which would probably be your recessed lights.
Right.
But it's important to have accent lighting or mood lighting. So table lamps are accessories. So you can do, I mean, this one has a very black and white, organic, modern organic shape and finish on there. So in itself, it has a very tribal look. So it's decorative. But then adding like warm white light bulb in there creates a nice cozy feel.
Yes.
You know, you can be decorative and bold with statement lighting, because these days lightings are not taking a step back with anything. Sometimes the lighting is the feature of the room.
It's the jewelry.
The jewelry, it is. That's a nice way of putting it. It certainly is.
So choose lighting carefully. And you can even add a dimmer.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, you would have to have an electrician do it, of course. But you can add dimmers to your lights, whether it's a chandelier, modern type of lighting or even on a lamp. So you can change the mood of the room just with the lighting.
And the temperature of the lighting. So, I mean, sometimes you hear talk about this, because you have white light, warm white, daytime light. So just changing your bulbs also affects the mood and the feel of your room as well too.
Yeah. Well, Janelle, thanks for having me at Spaces, and I really enjoyed doing all of this with you this afternoon.
We were so happy to host you. I mean, and I really hope that the audience at home today learned a few things that they didn't know before.
Yes.
You know, we try to be as informative with anyone that comes by the store, and you know, through this reach, I mean, we have imparted just a little bit more knowledge so that people feel more confident when they go out shopping and when they go home decorating.
Right. So they get that perfect, cozy space at home.
Yes.
Right. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you found this useful. Remember now to like, share, comment, and if you haven't yet done so, please subscribe. And I'll see you next time. The extreme heat over the last few months has been devastating on our gardens in Jamaica. We are going to need a garden revival. In our feature, What's Growing in My Garden, we show you pictures from the garden of one of my best friends from high school. She lives in Canada. Thanks, Donna.